Rob on his sailboat. Hey, this is Bradley Charbonneau. It's Sunday morning early, and I just did a past life regression meditation. I found it on Insight Timer, an app I'm really enjoying, and it was done by, I'm going to forget her name, Caroline Marie Jean. I'll try to put a link here. Hey, so I do occasionally do past life regressions, and if you know me at all, you'll know I am quite the spiritual adventurer. And if you don't know what a past life regression is, it's kind of a voyage journey back in time to somebody that they're a part of your past life. The way I see it is it's like a mosaic, like we're all made up of mosaics of tiny little individual elements or pieces, or sometimes I even see it like stained glass window. And one piece of that guy back in the past is now a piece of me. And that same piece will keep going on to other people. If you think this is totally voodoo, wacko, woo-woo, wacky, weird stuff, I totally hear you. I used to be there. I actually quite enjoy it now, and it's fun. I mean, I do most things because they're fun, and I get a kick out of it. So here's this. I'm kind of surprised at myself that I'm making this public, but I do have a lot of them on my pastliferegression.com website. If you search there, it's not hard to find. I've recorded a lot of these sort of recaps from my past life regression meditations. In fact, I'd like to create my own past life regression meditation. Okay, here we go. I usually get a name. I got a name. This guy, what was unique about him was that how not unique he was. His name was Rob, or Robert, but he went just Rob was good. And so often I'm kind of floating above them, or I can see them, or I'm like, somehow I can experience the scene, or I am them. This one was more, I was outside of this guy, and I was just sort of floating above him. And for some reason, these past life regressions always start with your feet. What are you wearing? What shoes are you wearing? So I go with it. And this guy had on, and I can't remember these shoes. I used to have them. And it's probably influenced by the shoes I used to have. I remember specifically in high school, I think they're called deck shoes or topsiders. Maybe that was it, topsiders. I'll look this up. And I know the blue they were. I used to have these exact shoes. And so this guy's on a sailboat, right? I am not a sailboat guy. I know nothing about sailing. With the exception of I have one of my favorite chapters in my book every single day. And it's called The Sailboat and the Cruise Ship or something like that. And it's all about, and this is what this guy was all about. So the entire time I was there, floating above him or experiencing him, he was on his sailboat and we were moving and we were sailing. And that was the message. And his message was to use the power of the wind to move you forward. And all you need to do is adjust your sails and your ropes and your pulleys, and to make sure your boat is in order so that it can take advantage of the power of the wind. Now, if you think about this on a deep level, it's a beautiful, powerful idea. So let's compare that with the cruise ship, or even the motorboat or the speedboat, right? Like the speedboat is, and I can just think of the type of person who likes a speedboat. Like my oldest son would like a speedboat, right? He's into fast and motors, and he's very much like a dude. And he wants that high speed adrenaline rush and push, go, fast, right? Which is super fun. I like that too, sometimes. But if you think about it, that costs a lot of energy, a lot of gasoline, and it's a lot of wear and tear, and you gotta buy that and push. And it's like pushing, right? Whereas sailing is pulling. The wind is pulling you forward. Whereas in a rocket ship or a gasoline-powered boat, you're pushing forward. And this is really the core of the message from Rob. They always ask for a year too, and I wasn't sure on the year, something, I don't know, last century, 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. The guy was just so average, but he was so calm, and he was busy organizing his pulleys and his ropes and his sails, but the power of the wind was pulling his big sailboat through the water, and with such little effort on his part. Now, this is the magical equation. He is exerting very little energy, and yet he's receiving an exponentially large, disproportionate outcome, right? He lets a little rope out on a sail, the wind fills it and pulls him through the ocean together with his sailboat, right? So how you say, that's a wonderful scene, Bradley. That's really nice and all. How does this help me? What's in it for me? So, and I don't have an immediate answer other than exactly this metaphor. The idea of being pulled through the water or being pulled forward using your techniques or using what you have and letting the other greater powers pull you. Okay, it just came to me. By the way, this is another reason I do this recap, because as you recap something you just experienced and talk through it, I highly recommend this, by the way. I should write a book about this. That you reinforce, but you also discover new things. Like, I think through talking it through right now, I discovered just now, just in the 10 seconds before I started this little sidetrack, I discovered exactly what the wind is, or what one of the winds could be. And for me, for right now, and this is perfect, I call it Opa. Opa, I don't know if you speak German or Dutch. Opa means grandpa. Oma means grandma. Opa, O-P-A, other people's audiences, right? So I can go blast this on YouTube, on my own YouTube channel, my own podcast, which I'm going to do. And that's fine. And I can reach my audience or the people who come to my channel. Great, awesome, fantastic, no problem there. And even more even more wind is other people's audiences. So what do I have to do? I don't have to do anything. Remember, I have a book called You Don't Have To? You don't have to do any of this stuff. This is absolutely voluntary. I want to get on other people's YouTube channels, get on other people's podcasts, be interviewed by them, to be introduced, to be exposed to their audience, other people's audience. So I hope you can see here how this past life meditation, this past life regression meditation, going through the steps. I mean, it's 41 minutes long or something, right? It's a Sunday morning. I'm alone. Pepper. And this is what I choose to do. And if you would rather watch a movie, that's fine. But if you want to make the effort and do a meditation and find the time and get a message like this, for me, other people's audience. Now, I knew this. I've been thinking about this quite a bit. But the whole sailboat and Rob, that's really just made it clear that this is, I was going to say must be. Remember, you don't have to. This could be and should be and will be, frankly, my strongest goal going forward. I've been resisting it for quite a while. I don't know why. I'm not scared of other people's audience. I embrace them. But, okay. All right. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this recap of this past life regression. If I am too woo for you, I love using that. Shout out to Susan there. If I am too woo for you, hey, you know what I'm going to say? Get some woo in you. Woo is fun. I truly have fun with this stuff. In my meditations, if you really learn more about meditation, you'll learn that it's really about lightness and fun and humor and laughter. And who doesn't want more of that in their life? That's one of my main goals in life, is to bring more lightness and humor and levity to people. That's one of my goals. So I hope you got some lightness and levity and pulling with the power of the wind and finding and trying to find then what could be your sail. What is it that you need to work on with minimal effort, right? Just like Rob in his sailboat. He loosens this rope, he tightens that sail, and then let the power of, in this case, other people's audiences, or let the power of something else pull you through, pull you forward. Remember, we're not pushing, we're not adding more fuel to the engine. We're using a bigger power to pull us forward. I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. I'll put this on YouTube and my podcast. If you'd like to be on my YouTube channel or podcast, hey, come join I am an other people's audience for you. If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube and you have a message like this that you would like to share, that you think helps people be pulled forward, ideally with less effort and more result, then just contact me. I'm not hard to find. And maybe we can talk about getting you on my podcast and or YouTube channel. All right. And if you've listened this far, I congratulate you. I admire you. I embrace you. And I send you my love. That's it for now. See you soon.